dear students, welcome back to class. So today we are here with our new chapter, okay, chapter number 8, understanding map. Now what are maps? Okay, so map is derived from a Latin word called mappa. Okay, map is derived from a Latin word called mappa. Mappa means a piece of paper or napkin. Okay, so what is map actually? Let me give you the definition that map is the representation of the earth surface. Okay, map is the representation of earth surface or the part of earth surface on a flat piece of paper. Okay, so map is the representation of earth surface or a part of earth surface on a flat piece of paper. Is that clear? Now we have there are different types of maps. Okay, so three main types of maps are political, physical and thematic. What are political map? Political map will show us the different political boundaries, okay, of the different countries, states, district, etc. Okay, so political maps are showing us the political boundaries of the countries, states, district, etc. Okay, physical map is showing us the physical features of any place. Like physical map of India will show the map, so about the mountains of India, where are the mountain lies, where plateaus lies, where plains lies. Okay, so physical map shows about the physical features of any place. Next is thematical map, okay, or thematic map. What is thematic map? Thematic map are those maps which have certain themes. Okay, suppose if a map is titled as agriculture of India, so it will not show the physical features or political boundaries. It will show the agricultural products, okay, where the different type of agriculture are grown in India, in which place. So suppose a map is titled as rainfall in India. Okay, so wherever the different types of the different forms of rainfall, okay, the quantity of rainfall falls in India, it will show only rainfall. Is that clear? So they are the three main types of map, that is political, physical and thematic. Now there are certain important features of the map. What things map must have? Okay, map must have. What are they? Signs and symbols. A map must have signs and symbol to make understand. Okay, suppose if you are making a tree, like this, isn't it? So this sign, okay, should be common. Everyone should have the common tree. Like suppose if any other person is making tree like this, so there is difference between two signs and symbols. So a map should have a common signs and symbols that are known as conventional signs and symbols, so that everyone can understand it easily. Is that clear? Next is colors. A map is having different colors. So different colors are used to locate or different features. Like yellow color is used to represent the agricultural land. Okay, red color is used to locate the settlement or housing of the human beings. Okay, green color is used to show the forestry areas. Okay, brown color is used to show the contours, okay, or the heighted place. Is that clear? Now next is direction. We'll come to know about direction with the diagram. Okay, so we are talking about direction. Okay, so direction, there are four main directions. What are they? East, west, north and south. Okay, a map should have its direction to locate the places, like in what direction of one place is from another. Okay, in what direction they are located. So when we are talking about the direction, the main four main direction are east, west, north and south. Okay, between north and east we have one intermediate direction, that is known as northeast. Okay, now except these four main direction, we have many intermediate, four other intermediate direction. So they are between north and east, northeast, between north and west, that is northwest, between west and south, that is southwest. Okay, that is southwest, and between south and east, that is southeast. Is that clear? So this is one more essential feature that should be present in a map. And the last one is scale. Now what is scale? Scale means the ratio between the distance given on a map and the actual distance present on the ground. Okay, scale is the ratio between the distance given on a map and the actual distance present on a ground. Okay, let's understand this with the help of a diagram. Okay, so as I told you, scale is the ratio between the distance present on the map and the actual distance present on the ground. So let's take an example of your own school, as you are missing your school too much. Okay, so let's take an example of your own school. As you can see in this diagram, okay, if this is a map of your school, okay, so here it is Vardhan block, Pratna block, Ashish block, right? Vardhan block, Pratna block, Ashish block. Here you are saying park, stage, office area, okay, where your principal office, okay, or the counter, okay, everything is there. This is your football ground, okay. Here is the area where your bus used to stand, different bus, okay, your school bus used to stand. So this is a map of your school. Now let's see, if you are measuring on the ground the distance between Pratna block to Vardhan block, if it is 100 meters, how much? 100 meters. We are just taking rough, okay. So if it is 100 meter, but actually when you are drawing it on blackboard, when I am drawing it on blackboard, or when we are drawing it on a piece of paper, what will be happening? So it will be coming, suppose only 10 centimeter, only 10 centimeter. Actually on the ground it was 100 meter, but while we are drawing it on the piece of paper, it is just coming, the distance between your Vardhan block and Pratna block is coming just 10 centimeter. So this will give an idea about the scale. So scale of this map is 100 divided by 10, okay. So that means 1 centimeter on the map is equal to 10 meters on ground. Is that clear? So this ratio we call it scale. This ratio we call it as scale. So 1 centimeter on the map is representing 10 meters on the ground. Okay, so this is called scale. So we understood the term that scale is the ratio between the distance given on a map and the actual distance present on the ground. So hope you understood well. Thank you very much, student.